The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, Herrick, JM, and Paul G.
What up?
How are the speeders?
Still speeding. Such a... What did you expect?
I thought they put the radar...
Hey, I gotta tell you.
All right, tell me.
That was the most painful podcast last week to listen to. I had to shut it down.
Wow.
I mean,
that's saying something for some of our shows.
I mean, to not have your questions answered, and just was painful.
Well, here, you answer my questions. What questions didn't I get answered?
Joe's to the whole Little League.
All of it.
I mean, what didn't you? I mean, how many times did you say, Joe, just answer the question? Wow, had to turn it off. Couldn't listen anymore. With all the inaccuracies also. Whatever.
Well, it's a good thing you can be on a podcast and you can clear things up. What needs
Oh my God. But I'll probably have to jump off early because may not.
Oh, what time's tea time? 10 o'clock?
Oh no, tea time's at 12:50, but I got
okay. You got business.
I got business at
business.
Have to take care.
All right, so
phone rings.
Clear up the issues.
Go through the whole podcast. You can wait for Joe to come on.
Well, we can get you warmed up.
What's your question? Well, the one question was about the fields and the
where's
tournament.
the money?
Yeah, no money. And here's the legal speak or whatever you want to politics speak on the whole issue. While the fields are at capacity, the fields are at capacity for the programs that the rec runs. That's a big difference than the fields are at capacity being used all the time. I mean,
but they had a meeting.
By the way, there's really no summer programs there. It's all, the baseball and all that is done in the spring, as well as they have some travel teams playing, but the fields are nowhere near capacity. It's capacity of programs that are there, yes, but not, And what's the deal with all the dogs on the field?
Oh, there's dogs on the field?
I thought there's not supposed to be animals there.
Oh, so are you saying there's full bags of poo or they don't even bring the
I
bag?
don't know about that, but I've been there with dogs on the field running around. Morning, boys.
Morning.
Boys, so many unanswered
Morning.
questions from last week. Skoo's
Oh,
been itching.
boy, was that a painful podcast. I had to turn it off.
You and the rest of the
People
town.
say that about us every week, Skoo.
Oh, boy, Joe, you had a lot of inaccuracies going on there last week. You
Oh,
must have
I
had
don't know.
the bad Randy notes you took.
hey,
Take my
is
own
Randy
notes. I
sitting
mean,
next to you?
everybody's.
Joe, is that Randy right there?
I'm betting on the fact that Joe's contact is the mayor of Lake Forest.
Anyone can contact the mayor of Lake Forest, but I have my own opinions, Skoo.
Those aren't your
Oh,
opinions, Joe. Well, your
you're right.
opinions were wrong last week, so that must be your
All right.
opinions.
Well,
Oh,
I disagree, but okay.
you clear the air because I know you got a tea
Well,
time.
you didn't answer any of Pete's questions last week about the fields, and that was part of the painful thing. And here's
No,
the
but
other thing.
somebody did in an
Here,
email to Pete. I don't know
well,
if Pete
yeah,
wants to
Pete,
talk about that.
I got to throw where it's being thrown. Pete, sending
Yeah.
that email without anyone's who sent it. I mean, come on.
Well,
I read that email and that person not really in the know.
let's read the email, Skoo.
But let me get back to the
All right, go ahead.
clarifications
You're
for
all
Joe
over
on
the
the
place. I'm trying to.
on the fields. Joe, yes, it was promised through mute number of city sessions with the public and all that, and breakout sessions, as well as public meetings, that the fields were going to be used for current programming as well as develop revenue for the rec department. And you were wrong a little bit. It was more political speak when you were saying, "Oh yeah, the fields are at capacity." The fields are at capacity for the programming. The programming does not take up the entire 8-hour day, 5 days, 7 days a week. So that's just a little bit of
It's not
clarity.
what I said, but
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You said
no,
it's at
no, I
capacity.
said I said the prime times that the tournaments would like are already being taken
No, they're not, Joe.
by our
They're
local
not. They're
programs.
not. You're wrong on that because the baseball, youth baseball, the primary season is in the spring. They have a few baseball teams playing travel ball right now, but those fields are not in any way stretch of the imagination. I
So
used to
did you
run
watch the
tournaments, Joe,
meeting when they
softball
discussed
tournaments.
this?
You can run softball tournaments, baseball tournaments, lacrosse tournaments, soccer tournaments at that field, and not only do it successfully, but also have local teams playing in it. So the
So
fields are nowhere near
April
capacity.
21st,
And
there
Joe,
was a
here's the other
city.
thing. You need to publicly apologize to Sally Swarthout to be throwing shade on her like she
I
was the
didn't.
reason all this
I
was.
said she had a great career here.
You didn't
I
you
thanked her for
said
her
Mike
service.
Wick has nothing to do with it. It was all on Sally, which that's not true. Mike Wick took Sally's place. Sally oversaw this whole project, and
That's great, and I
she
said that.
didn't create it. The city created and the public created
Of
it. So
course
you
that. Of
just
course I
throwing
said
that
that.
at her like, oh, well,
Yeah.
that you got to talk to Sally about that.
Well,
Just
but you,
kind
you
of
were the one that said she got the fields built.
exactly, she did.
Yeah, and
Under
thank
her,
you for
under
doing that because
her,
it was a good thing to
under
build those
her,
fields.
under her as executive director, the new fields were implemented. She didn't do it on her own. It was a public, private, the whole
That's
community
great, but
was
she played a
involved.
role in it as the
And
director.
Joe, here's the thing. Part of Mike Wick's was hired was because he could bring that revenue because he has past experience at Gurnee. So yes, he is responsible for generating revenue there.
Well, as
Period.
I said, first of all, if
Period.
anyone needs to apologize to anyone, I think you need to apologize to Mike Wick.
Why?
You
Oh,
took some very serious shots at him on this show, questioning his credibility,
That
as I
never questions
recall.
credibility. I said that he needs to generate
there's no
and
money
start
coming
having
in. So,
programming.
Well, if you go back to the April 21st council meeting,
Yep.
they had a whole study on this. They had a whole presentation on it, and they'll continue to look at it. Look, the city will take revenue any chance it can, but not at the expense
It's almost
of
two
the
years.
of the local
It's
programs.
almost
And
two
that,
years, and there's been
but
no
Scoop,
tournaments and stuff additional to what's going on there.
Well, they need
And
time.
have the
What's
teams like what they
hey
do.
guys, what's the
Let-
projected profit on a tournament? I don't even know.
I don't know either.
Oh,
I don't know if it was
it all
discussed in the
depends, Jeff,
meeting.
on
You,
it all depends
one
on
is
the
greater
teams
than
and what you
zero,
bring
Jeff.
in.
Yeah, I mean, just as someone that managed hockey teams, each team's buy-in for hockey is typically like $1,000,
Right.
$1,200 for a team.
It all, as you know, Jeff, it all depends on how
Lake
many
Bluff
teams,
baseball.
what you're looking to generate.
Right.
But I could
We're
sit
talking
down
about like tens
with-
of thousands, not like six figures. I mean,
No.
overall is the whole thing.
I can
So-
sit down right now with the staff and hammer out several tournaments that would be very successful within the community. And
Well, that's great.
generate
Offer your
revenue.
services to that. I'm sure they would
I
love to
have.
have that.
I have.
So just
So-
playing like devil's
But
advocate,
here,
I don't think there's like
let's
a
be
ton
honest
of
here, guys.
money.
Oh,
There's not like a ton of revenue we're missing out on.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
It's all about.
And
It's
look,
all about
Jeff has
doing good
raised-
stuff and having the fields used and bringing in good to the community.
Right.
So
I-
Jeff
what it's
raised
there for.
Jeff as a business owner in town, which I greatly respect, raised the idea of the tournaments helping generate revenue for Duffers and all the other
Absolutely.
fine establishments
Absolutely.
downtown. And that's great. We're all for that. And I think, look, I've dealt with a lot of municipalities
You know,
in my
before you
career.
came here, there used to be big softball tournaments in town
That's
where
great.
the Lantern and other restaurants benefited from that because
Where were they played?
At Deerpath.
Okay.
The teams came in and played, and it was a tremendous thing. And then they stayed in the community during the tournament, stayed in the community, went to the
That's
restaurants,
great.
put money in. It's not
Look.
about how much you can make. It's about having them opportunities
The city
for
did, but
the city.
let's be clear. Number one,
Okay.
first of all, and like I said, I respect Jeff's point of view as a business owner trying to bring in as much revenue. Number two, having dealt with a lot of municipalities in my career, I've never seen a more business focused municipality than this one. So if there's a chance for revenue
At
to
times.
come in, they will get it because they know that every dollar of revenue you bring in is a dollar you don't have to tax on your residents. And like I said, we have, as I say every week, we have the lowest municipal tax rate in Lake County.
That's great. All I'm getting.
But here, let me finish the
I'm getting
thoughts,
to the
because you
fields.
talked for a while.
Yeah. Okay. You talked a
Okay.
lot last week
Well,
without being interrupted.
but they didn't, but Skoo, they never ruled out tournaments. They concluded they should wait and see how the field usage develops. And they're going to do an active study now.
Joe, so
on it.
time out, Joe.
There's the active
You're
study,
reading
no money.
You're reading stuff that the
Oh,
council.
I watched the
put
meeting. I
together.
went back and watched it again. Why don't you go
That's
back and
fine,
watch
Joe.
it?
I'm not questioning what that council meeting was. What I'm questioning, which you failed to mention, is Pete tried to, but you never could answer it. Is the community involvement in all the meetings that were done prior to this field being done, and all the promises from the city to the council to the mayor at the time, everyone, that it was agreed in order to build this thing. There were caveats it had, and one of those was revenue generation, whether it's a lot or not, and it's tournaments. Tournaments were talked about
Right.
all the time. And Joe, let me finish. And to have almost 2 years and there's no progress, and now the council goes, well, we're going to look into it. You're not looking into it. This should have been done prior to the fields being built.
Right,
Period.
but
That study was already done, Joe.
Skoo,
Just look at
No,
the
that
school
study was already
superintendent.
done. The study was already done before the field as part of
the primary
approval.
reason, Skoo, the primary reason for building these fields
Oh,
was to minimize rainouts for our kids using those fields. Okay,
That's
because
not the only
turf
reason.
instead of
That's not the
and to
only
low
reason,
and to lower maintenance costs because turf is lower
Not the
maintenance
old-
than
not-
grass.
that's jury's still out.
Okay, well, I mean, but
That's what you
those
heard
were-
on the cursory. Joe, did you ever go to
No,
any
no.
of the meetings? Pete,
I
how many
watched
were
them,
there?
and I've
Pete,
gone
there were
back
like
and
about
watched.
6 or
Skoo,
so
I've
with the
gone back
community?
and watched a lot of them
They
because
weren't
I
on
knew
TV,
this.
Joe.
Well, I've watched as much as I could, but as I recall, look, and maybe if your memory's better than mine, that's great. But what I heard
I
in the discussion,
participated.
excuse me, what I heard in the discuss, I have a feeling that if tournaments had never been brought up in this discussion,
That's not true.
those fields still would have been approved, okay? Because the council made a commitment to having better surface fields.
Joe, do you
for-
remember all the
for the pro-
controversy around it?
I sure do. Melanie Rummel, voted against it and made a big stink about it.
It's not a matter of Melanie and Rummel. It's the
And
community
the
that
plastic
those
was
things
dangerous
around.
and all that nonsense. And
The promise was, and part of that acceptance of the fields being done was, the promise was, number one, that additional revenue was going to be generated through tournaments. Number
These
one.
politicians do this all the time.
Number
Matt
two,
Montgomery did it to us.
yeah. Number
Well,
two, the
Matt
other
Montgomery
field,
certainly did, but
Yeah,
they
Matt's
all
not
do
a
it.
politician, in fairness.
They say
Matt's a
the
bureaucrat.
impact to taxpayers is going to be minimal, and we're going to bring in this money in, and they lie
I'm not
every
talking about
time.
schools.
I see. I disagree with that, Pete.
You guys
all
keep
liars.
deviating to the schools.
First of all, the
Totally different.
Okay.
No, the second thing was, the other promise was the other fields were going to be used and maintained as ancillary fields, and those aren't being done.
Right.
Those are still, 2 years later, still unmaintained.
Right.
The field,
So they're going to.
A lot of promises were made to the community that these fields were going to do X, and they got approved. 2 years later, the only thing that's being used there right now are the current programs.
That is, look, obviously,
Period.
you and I have two very
Which is
different
fine. Which is fine.
opinions on it.
No,
That's
no,
fair.
no. We have the same opinion.
Skoo, that's
The
not
fields are
Mike
being
Wick's
used.
fault.
Huh?
That's not Mike Wick's fault. You want to blame somebody for that? You blame the city council,
I'm not,
because that's a council
I didn't,
decision.
Joe, I didn't see. You're
Yeah,
the
you
one
did.
putting blame out there. I did not blame Sally or Mike Wick. Mike Wick took over as executive director when the fields opened up. One of the main issues was field usage. So it's great that they're using the fields for their current programming. They're at capacity. And another part was, those fees weren't going to be raised because of the fields. Mike Wick is also part of that, is responsible for what was promised to the community, tournaments and all that.
So
but the council, but there are concerns about tournaments. There are concerns about the crowding, the parking.
They're not doing tournaments.
Parking's not an issue.
So, but what
Traffic.
is the reason? What's the reason?
What's that?
I mean,
why would, hold on, Joe, why would they not want to do them?
So
that's the
my
question.
understanding of this is,
and I'm not advocating one way or another. I'm just saying,
the times that
they're good for me. I just
the times that tournaments, the times that tournaments want to use these fields are the same times that our local leagues want to use these fields. And the primary look,
Joe, what do you base
I'm as
that
much
on? Hold on, Joe. What do you base
despite what
that
Pete
on?
thinks,
Hold
I'm as
on.
much of a capitalist.
I'm looking
as
at the
anyone here.
PowerPoint you sent over from the April meeting. The fields are under 70% utilized at capacity. So what are you talking about?
Well, if a tournament wants to hold their tournament on Thursday morning
Under 70%
at
is
10
in
a.m.,
full capacity.
Joe,
they're welcome to.
Joe, here's the thing. You're using if a tournament. There has been no tournaments talked about or organizations that want to run a tournament. So that's a false statement there that tournaments
I think they've had no.
Tournaments
that's
are
not true.
requesting. So those tournaments are requested. No one's requested it because they haven't
Okay.
offered.
Look, my kids played in tournaments in other places, and they were always on the weekends. They were in the prime time of stuff. They weren't in off hours. They were in facilities where they were able to balance the local and tournament stuff. Because as a council member, I think they understand that their primary obligation is to serve the residents of Lake Forest. If you can get revenue in from other communities, go for it, but
why did
not
they make
at the
these promises
expense of
at
the
the
Lake
beginning?
Forest taxpayers.
I
Pete, the
don't think
promises
there's a
were
lot
there
of
to
revenue
consider
that
it.
they would have
The
captured.
promises were there to
I
consider it,
don't.
and they're still considering it.
What
So
do you mean
nobody's
consider
broke
it?
a
No, they
promise.
say it's going to be a
That's
projection,
nonsense.
and they lied.
That's a
Well,
lie.
I don't think
Joe.
they lied.
That's a lie,
lied.
Joe. You're just kissing the ring and
I'm not
repeating
kissing
what-
anybody's ring, and I've disagreed with the city on this
come
show
on.
on things. So
Joe,
that's
Mike
nonsense.
Wick, that's his responsibility is the field.
Right, and I think he's been charged with that responsibility, and
No new programs are on there.
it.
No new programs are on there since he took over.
Maybe there will be, maybe there won't be.
Jeff,
2 years now.
Jeff, help us out.
Ultimately, the council
Jeff,
makes a
help us
decision.
out.
I think these. All right,
Just saying. I mean, Joe,
I'm sorry. I know you got
wasn't
some
on the
sour grapes
podcast
here,
last
Skoo,
week,
but
and
I'm
you
sorry.
just were spewing a whole lot of inaccuracies. So I just wanted to clear it up. Go ahead, Joe.
I think you're
You
spewing a
sound
lot.
like
but that's
Randy at
okay.
a city council meeting. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Jeff.
here, let me jump in, guys. One, I don't think a ton of revenue will come in from this. I don't, but
You're right.
but I do think it would, absolutely help every business in town, especially
No question. No
right.
question.
So that 100% I agree.
No
When
question.
Lake Forest College does homecoming and senior day, it's huge for everywhere downtown Lake Forest. So the notion that it wouldn't help every business, I think, is wrong. It would help every business. But I would say, in my experience in owning a business in 15 years in Lake Forest, Lake Bluff, and County, Mundelein, Randy is one of the most pro-business persons I've ever come across. So he's very pro-business. So I don't see that the council has a reason to be anti anything on this. But the perspective of scheduling and everything else, I think the more appropriate thing would have just saying we're not ready, right? I think tournaments should come.
I'll buy that.
Will come. I think they just probably aren't ready, and I think they probably just are using the scheduling conflict thing as a way of saying we're not ready. But
Right, but Jeff, to that though, we're not ready should have been said during the planning sessions of should we build it or not.
Yeah, but that's all right. They're not ready.
Not
They're
used
not ready.
as
I mean,
yes, we're going to do this.
You need staff. You need.
But like I said, a couple minutes
so much
ago,
that goes into this stuff that they're probably just not staffed and ready to host. I mean, the Vernon Hills Pipe
Or they don't want to.
lacrosse tournament. I mean,
said
there's
that.
100+ teams that go there. It's insane in Vernon Hills when they
Right.
do that. But you got extra police, you got extra fire. I know the fire guys are, they're all on overtime. They're who knows, right? So I don't know the ins and outs behind why. It's probably not, it might be scheduling. I think scheduling's probably like the face of why they're saying it right now, but scheduling could be figured out. Everyone knows that.
Schedule's
But-
not
So
an
I mean,
issue. You can
let's
have
be
successful
clear here.
tournaments there.
The city never ruled out tournaments, okay? But they
I-
just simply
they're just
concluded
not-
that
they're
they
just not
should
ready.
wait and
It's not a big
see
deal. I mean,
to see how the usage of the field develops.
They
And
need more
again, back to
more
the
than 2
April
years to get
21st meeting, Mike Wick and his staff have now been directed by the council to look at that. So
I
again,
don't think anything nefarious is going on. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying there is.
You.
Not
I think
saying
you guys
there is.
implied it was a bait and switch, and
Right. No, but
that's
that's what I'm
BS.
saying. That the
2
bait and
years.
switch nefarious. I think they're just not ready to execute that yet. I hope one day they will. I think it'll be great for everyone.
gonna-
I don't think the rec center is going to make a lot of money off of it. I think it's more of a
No, they won't. It's not about making the money.
Right.
It's about what they can bring to the community. And,
Right.
and
20
no,
carloads that come in, Jeff. I think that helps you out.
But
I'll just say this.
Scoop,
I'll correct
can I
you on
ask
this,
a
Jeff. It's
hypothetical?
not that they're not ready. They don't want to. That's the issue. They don't.
Here's
want
let
to
me
do
ask
it.
you a hypothetical, guys.
Yeah.
If this had been proposed and there had been no mention of tournaments in the proposal, would it have passed? I think it would have.
Probably. They needed new fields.
I don't know
They
about
needed
that.
a new field. And
I
why?
don't know about
Nobody is
that.
replacing
Don't
grass
know about
with
that.
grass anymore, okay? That's just plain stupid. So the turf was the way to go. I can speak firsthand. I've had a couple parents of kids that play in local kids that play baseball here that said, this field is great. My kid
It
has
is.
fewer rainouts. They're not sliding
But
around
that's
in the
not-
mud
that's not an
anymore.
issue.
That's not
Joe.
the issue.
But the issue here is the primary focus of the city is to serve the
Joe, you're just
taxpayers of the city,
regurgitating the same stuff you said.
not to
Let's move
serve
on.
the taxpayers of Fox River Grove.
See,
Right, so-
Joe, I will disagree. I will disagree on that sentence. You said it last week. I will disagree respectfully on that. The purpose of tournaments, it does not benefit another town. I go to
Does
hockey
not.
tournaments everywhere. It's not like they're
And-
subsidizing me
Exactly.
for our Lake Forest teams when we go over to Gurney and play hockey.
Joe, you make it sound like the Lake Forest teams were excluded from an outside tournament.
Right. No,
No, I
the
didn't say
tournaments, the tournaments is
If I
a
did, I'm
showcase.
sorry. I didn't mean to
It's a
say that.
showcase for the city. It's a cool thing for the kids. Hey, we're having a tournament in our hometown. It's a cool thing for everyone. So I don't think the subsidy of other communities really is a factor in any of it.
Let's go off the court the fields. What about the pickleball? How many tournaments have been at the pickleball courts?
Yeah.
I could call a guy right now who is ahead of pickleball. He could schedule a tournament that's phenomenal. Why isn't that being done? That was
Good
promised
question.
too.
And I'm sure,
The
I
tennis
bet that's
courts-
part,
Joe, just so you know, because I
Joe,
know
I
you
bet
know
that's
this.
part of the study that they're going to do.
I'll tell you this, just so you know this, Joe, because I'm sure you do, where the tennis courts were supposed to be redone. And then it was on a light switch changed to we're going to put pickleball courts there. So where's the tournaments
Yeah,
there?
but-
The pickleball players would love a tournament.
Again, I think the city, whether you agree with it or not, and obviously you don't, I
No,
think the
no, I
city is
agree.
trying to not do this half-assed. They're trying to do a real
2
study on
years.
this.
They need 2 years.
All right. Well,
well,
another 2
sometimes
years.
I agree.
Look,
I 100% agree with Joe right there. I think that's it, right? They're not trying to do it half-assed. So again,
Oh.
it goes back to they got to do it, and when they do it, they got to do it right.
Totally believe they're not doing it half-assed, but it's
This
there's
isn't the
a
year
fine
for it.
line between wanting to do it and trying
right.
to do
And
it.
let me be very
No.
clear to
Look at-
Sally.
Mike-
And Sally, I know you're watching. If it's something I said offended
Sally,
you,
why
I
would you watch
apologize.
this?
I
Well,
apologize.
Mike
I
does
didn't
a
mean to
lot
do
more than
that.
just these
Okay, I
tournaments, too.
respect for many years of service.
Well,
I voted for
Jeff, I understand
your,
what Mike does.
I
I'm
voted for
fully
your
aware of his
relative that's
full
on
role.
the
But
Water
his
Reclamation
full role,
Board.
his full role is also the fields and programming on the fields.
Right. I like I said, I think
Again,
That's all I'm
more
saying.
appropriate
Ultimately,
thing is
he's
to
going
say,
to be
hey, I think
evaluated, right?
2026, 2027. Here's our goal. Here's a small one. Here's an example, something we want to do. We want to try. Let's see how it works.
Exactly.
If that
And you know,
works, we can expand. If it sucks, let's get rid of it.
and exactly that's the whole
That's
point,
probably
Jeff.
the way to go.
Jeff, right now,
Right.
2 years ago, when they knew the fields were being built,
Yeah.
they should have been planning tournaments. This year, you can't do any tournaments now because it takes time to do it. They should be planning for next year and setting them up.
Yeah.
They're not. That's my point.
Look, every employee of the city is judged by their supervisor. So Mike Wick is going to get judged and evaluated by Jason Witcha, and Jason Witcha is going to get evaluated by the mayor and the council. And we, the voters, evaluate the mayor and the council at
Government employees know how to spend money. They don't know how to make money.
This one, you're generally
There's no
correct.
money to be
Pete.
made in this.
You're
I
generally
mean,
correct, but this, you know what? I'll tell you, if you can name a city that's better fiscally run than the city of Lake Forest, please offer it.
What are you
up.
talking about? Chicago runs like a mean machine. It's so well run.
Okay,
Here's
Brandon.
the last thing.
Let's go, Brandon.
The city holds a baseball B-Bash tournament every year for the last several years. There is no reason that tournament right now, they've already had it, and they should have done this the year before that, should have expanded that to everyone and have not just 8 teams or whatever, but 24, 32 teams come in and play in that tournament because they have the capacity. There's a tournament that's already established there that they should be expanding on, and they're not.
Great idea to look at.
I have one last funny one that'll just mind blow you guys. So Lake Bluff, these guys, and it's not run by the village. It's a group of guys that run this. They do a beer pong tournament down in Artesian Park in Lake Bluff. And there's probably 100 teams, 2-person teams, beer pong tournament. And a lot of people come, will watch it. And right after the tournament, you can't find a stool, a seat at a restaurant, anywhere. You can't find a parking spot.
There's no debate. There's no debate
so
that
my
these
point
tournaments
is,
would
again,
bring in people
right.
to
So
your
I'm not trying to
business,
get
and I totally
debating,
support
Joe.
that.
I think
totally
you start.
support that.
You don't have to start with a massive lacrosse tournament. You don't have to start with a basketball. Let's just
Start with the
put something
existing
out there.
All right. We
How about
beat
one?
this topic to death. My view is that
Hey,
you've
Jeff,
recorded
what they
this
should do
podcast.
with the
Pete,
wiffle ball
you've recorded
tournament
this
is
podcast.
partner with Lake Bluff and bring that to the field, the wiffle ball tournament.
That'd be cool.
That would be
Pete's
fun.
recorded this podcast. So if a year from now nothing's changed, Pete can play the recording of this podcast.
Pinners.
And Skoo can say he was right and
What
I was
else
wrong.
you guys got? Because I think you got the field.
I mean, we beat this topic to death.
Yeah.
And Sally, I love you. I love you,
All right,
Sally.
all right.
Thank you for
Bring
all
something.
you did and your family has done for the city. But Mike Zwick's doing a great job, in my opinion.
Joe Weiss, Skoo Walker, the Friends of Parks and Rec, they're looking for board members. So
I got some.
You need board members that are good at fundraising because that's what the role of.
what are you talking about?
Are you talking about the foundation? Are you talking about the Parks and Rec Foundation?
The Friends. We
That's
don't want to
going
raise
Friends?
funds. We want to spend funds.
Well, you got to raise it to spend it, and
Really?
that's where I think that. And let the
That's a good idea,
professionals.
Joe.
Joe's absolutely right.
The
You have to
city,
be a part of that foundation, know how to raise money, and that's why it's going to disappear because you have to raise money, and they're not raising money.
I mean, there's a great tradition in this city of people donating things and supporting lots of charitable efforts in this
A lot
city.
of guilt in this town.
So, I let's see how it goes. I mean, it's great. And quite honestly, I've dealt with a lot of municipalities. I've never seen a foundation in another community raise as much as this foundation has
Duly
done
noted.
Hey, Pete, just for the
local
record, when you said they need board members. I did decline years ago to be on the foundation when I came off the rec board because I vehemently disagreed with how they were reallocating the money, the donated money, to this ugly monstrosity on the golf course. So that's why I did not go on to the board that I was recommended to go on.
You hear that, friends?
What's the ugly monstrosity on the golf course?
Joe, if you
sorry,
ever been
I don't
on the
know.
golf course, you could see
I have, but I didn't notice an ugly monstrosity. It looked like a
on the
beautiful
12th
golf
hole,
course.
the 12th hole, they spent almost 400,000 of money that was allocated to the sand trap improvements to a giant building that is not used and is absolute disgusting bathrooms. But that was decided,
Right.
let's use the money to build that.
Go to a
which-
forest preserve and then go back to that.
But you should, but Skoo, you should have joined then to combat that rather than whine about it. I would.
No, I'm not whining
jumped
about it.
in.
I'm just
You just did.
Joe, I'm just stating fact.
All right. No,
That's
I mean,
why
look,
I didn't go on it because they
fair
misused
enough,
the money.
but I think people who
Joe,
want
talk to
to
anybody
go-
that golfs out there.
Right.
It's disgusting.
Skoo, okay. I think back to the
Gotta
foundation.
clean out the bathrooms?
The foundation's role, I think, needs to be clarified. I think it has been clarified that its role is fundraising, not planning,
It's
not
a
operations.
non-governmental organization, NGO.
That they supplement, but every dollar that the foundation can raise is a dollar we don't have to spend in tax dollars. So
Yeah,
let's
you're
have
absolutely
them
right.
raise as much as they can.
That you're absolutely right, Joe, that they finally acknowledge what they originally set up to do is fundraise.
Yeah.
Why do we send them
And
70
I
grand?
would rather buy tickets to a fireworks display than pay more in property taxes.
Is that why we gave them 70 grand? Why did the city of Lake Forest give
Well,
them
my understanding why they did that was because the foundation has been trying to do operations and they fell short. With all due respect to Rick and that group, they had to hire an event planner. We don't need to. They don't need to. We don't need.
know what
They
you
should
do
just
in
raise the
NGO?
funds, and we have the event planners. They're called city employees. Let them do the work. They're doing most of the work anyways. I mean, the police, the fire, the public works. They're all out there. Let the park staff, let the professionals at the park staff run these events, and let the guys in the foundation do the fundraising for it. I think it'll work.
So you're saying this was the first year they had to hire an event planner? In the years past, they planned all these events on their own, and now
I heard they had to hire an event planner
because they
is
couldn't
what
do
I
the
heard.
same thing they did last year. That's weird.
I was told they had to hire an event planner. Now, maybe, hey, if somebody wants to come on here and correct me, I'm more
I'm
than
sure.
happy to.
So what happened at the city council meeting?
Well, I think
Legal
again,
committee?
I think you can give a summary of the meeting, and then we can each weigh in.
No mas.
I think what the mayor and the majority of the council did was good public policy. The question will be, in the long run, was it good politics? Because it gave the usual cast of characters from the Lake Forest transparency, quote unquote transparency, that still won't tell us where their money comes from, but it gave that usual cast of characters an opening to ramble at the meeting and
I agree.
and
Why did
parade
they-
and you know what?
it was a
Joe,
who's who of whiners
that
in
normal
the city.
cast of characters is absolutely 100% correct on this issue. Or should I say?
Hold on.
I don't
100%.
agree. I can you tell me something in the last 5 years that legal committee has done?
I don't know because I'm not on it, but there's a reason why it's there, Joe, and it's a backstop for legal issues like the issue.
Why
that
waste
came
the
up
city
with the,
energy on it? That's what I don't understand. Why?
Yeah,
why?
I mean, here's the thing. Whenever you do these committees, you have to have a staff member work on that, and those are tax resources. So this committee essentially was costing us money. I respect the fact that they're all volunteers, that they're not getting paid.
But Joe, that's the
all
whole
the stuff to
idea.
work
That
on.
one
Why-
guy, that one
what-
lawyer, he obviously bills by the hour in his legal work because he just.
I like how he had
couldn't
his
shut up.
glasses on his fored. Did he has like 4 eyes? That was no, a little bit more.
Here's what you
Yeah,
gotta understand.
look,
understand with the rec.
Dave's a
Here-
nice guy, but he that guy Art, he's a nice guy, but I thought it was completely inappropriate for him to bring up those tragedies at the beach and some of that other stuff that
Well,
has
why is
nothing
Randy?
to do with
Why is
whether we have a
Randy
legal committee.
making this an issue? Why did he even do this?
Doesn't
he have other things to work on?
I'm going to make this statement about Randy Tack in his time as mayor, and I'm sure I'm sure at least
This is
one
not
person
against
here is going
Randy
to
Tack.
disagree.
It's against his
Randy, I
efforts.
think Randy is not a politician. He likes to do what he thinks is best for the city. And this is one of the nice things about term limits is he's not worried about his reelection. Now, like I said, I think this was good public policy, getting rid of a committee that had outlived its usefulness. But will it be good politics? We'll wait and see. At the end of the day, I still think the residents of this city appreciate that they have the best possible services at the lowest possible cost.
Going
So
forward, preface Lake Forest
I
is the
don't think
best place
most
in the
people,
world
yeah,
to live.
they can
But why
pack
is
a
Randy
room
wasting his time on it? Why? Why did he pick that
because he
issue?
felt it was a waste of city resources.
I'll
That's
give you
why.
Pete. I'll give you the answer to that
Yes, Skoo.
because these people that are putting on these boards and commissions. Now, the boards and commissions are there for a reason. They are not supposed to meet and have this, every single week or month and have something to talk about. You do have boards and commissions that don't meet because there's no issues. And guess what? If a board or commission doesn't meet, guess what? That's for the city because there's no issues. But to have those as a backstop, and I'll use the rec board as the example because it fell in line with the legal commission too. Some board members were complaining to whoever, Randy or Alderman, that's a fact, that, we're not meeting enough. They're canceling meetings and we're not having issues to discuss. Well, that's a good thing. That means there's no issues because in a city manager government like this is the city handles probably what, 90% of all issues or more. And those that they can't issue then get doled down to the respective boards and commissions. So if you're not meeting, it's not a bad thing. But a lot of people that are on these boards and commissions feel we should be meeting and discussing.
I think the problem, though, Skoo, is
and then they wind their way up, Joe, as you want to use the wine word. And then that's how the rec board got dissolved was because too many people were going, why are we meeting?
Well, look,
wasting
I'm
my
sure
time?
some of the people that spoke truly felt the way they did, but there are some usual cast of characters that are just trying to get their name out. That if the city did the opposite thing, they would be up there protesting because
Hold on.
they're
What's
just
the worst thing that can happen to
whatever
keep
the
it
mayor
legal?
and the caucus is for, they're against.
No,
That's
well,
it.
that's fine, Joe, but that's not the issue. The issue is that the legal commission was established, what, in 2005 or something? Because there's issues going around that needed to be offloaded to a separate entity to get feedback on. And that was other lawyers that volunteered to give feedback on issues with the city that,
But things
that they
changed.
don't
2005,
have. What?
2005, the White Sox won the World Series and they suck now. All right.
What does that have to do with anything, Joe?
They
things
suck then
change.
too.
Joe, you're making no sense again.
But here's the
thing.
point. Here's the
The
point.
commission's there as a backstop for city issues that come up that may need more legal involvement and opinion on. Just like the phone towers issue was brought up in the meeting saying, well, maybe this is something the legal commission can take a look at. Exactly. So that's why it's there.
But
Does every lawyer have a different opinion?
Yes.
Sure.
At least if you get 4 lawyers in a room, you get at least 8 opinions.
Right.
So,
But
and
why
my dad
make
was
this
a lawyer,
an issue,
so
Joe? Why did
I
Randy
get it.
make this an issue? Why? All the stuff he can
Because
work on
I
in
think
town.
he felt, because again, this is what Randy is not a politician. Randy goes where other people are afraid to go because he doesn't give a rat's ass what you think. He's going to do the right thing.
So you
But
think
I
this
think
is
we
a
talked
top
about
10
this
issue?
is the right thing. Now
This
you
is
may
a top 10
disagree with
issue.
that.
Joe,
Look,
Pete,
Randy,
the former
Alderman-
mayor that got up and spoke at the meeting the other night caved when people crowded the room 20 years ago to get out Costco. Okay? This mayor wouldn't have done that. This mayor is not afraid to take on his
Costco,
critics.
you got Costco over here and you got the legal committee over here. Okay.
Right, but there's an analogy there when you got
No, it's not.
Metallica Mike Rumble.
Guys. We talked about this with the rec thing. They could undo it in the future. They could put it all right back together.
But here's
So
I want to
maybe-
make one point of this.
They can't undo it that quickly.
A couple of the attorneys
Yeah,
said
they can
we won't have the
It's harder than you
opportunity.
think.
Hold on. We won't. A couple of the attorneys' points was that we won't have the opportunity to give input on legal matters. Well, that's BS because they're coming. Anybody can give input on anything at a council meeting, and then when they have these subcommittee meetings, those are open to the public. So What's his whatever his last name is. I don't want to mispronounce it. Art can go and give a rambling speech at those meetings. All right, he's welcome to give his input anytime at any meeting.
Can't
And
anymore.
personally, I think he did more to hurt. No one did more to hurt the cause of keeping the legal committee than that guy.
But Joe,
With his rambling the other night.
you just answered the question why they should not be dissolved is because the community can go to the meetings and voice their opinion on it. They can't
And they still can without having the trappings of a legal committee that staff has to allocate time to do.
this
Joe
legal
said they get 3 minutes in public comments.
Skoo, you
Yeah,
bring up 2005. 2005, they were using a law firm that was not that good. And now most of the litigation, Ansel Link, I've worked with Ansel Link on some legal matters. They're a very good law firm. They're well respected.
Is that our legal firm for Lake Forest?
Yeah.
They currently are, yes. They're very well respected. They have, I think, over 40 municipal clients. And then the risk management, IRMA. I've worked with them as well. They do a great job. So most of your litigation goes to that. So what was happening, and I think Alderman Walter did a really nice job, I thought, researching this and taking an objective look as an engineer at this process. And what you found is when they were the legal committee was doing like the curiosity questions of, like, what's the age of the claimer and stuff like that. I mean, it was just like Trivial Pursuit.
I thought it was started to look over invoices, and now that Weber
you have people that look over invoices. You have a finance committee that looks over invoices. That's their job.
Again, that's what.
But why is But if you think it's that important, why isn't there a board then for every department? Should there be a board that looks over the police department? Should there be a board that looks over the public works department?
There's a police and fire commission.
Police and Fire Commission does appointments. That's a state mandated act. Okay, that every city, every municipal government has a police and fire commission by the law of the state of Illinois. Sure. All right. No other city had this legal services committee, not even Highland Park, which has found a way. Well, they don't need to because their entire board is full of lawyers that ramble like that guy did the other night.
Like we do.
But
so, Joe, it's really bad to have that commission as a backstop stay in place?
Because it's wasting your staff time. Yes.
Why is Randy wasting his time on this issue? Because he had a hair up his butt?
That's the political question. Like I said, sometimes the best thing to do public policy wise isn't always the best thing to do.
You think if Randy had a magic wand, you think he'd go back in time and say, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to get rid of the legal board. You think he would do that? I'm asking you, Joe, yes or no?
He could have pulled it after
Answer the question, reading. Joe, yes or no?
Yeah. No, because he did it. He could have pulled it after the first reading. So no, he did not. So no, I don't think he would go back in time and do it.
Do you think he should have?
No. I mean, we'll find out that
Randy shouldn't have done it.
No, I think Randy should have done it. Yeah. But the question will be what are the question will be what are the political repercussions? So if this group can use that to rally and defeat the caucus, then it wasn't the hill to die on, but it was the right thing to do policy-wise. Just like the cell tower was. All right. Randy doesn't cower when people.
There are priorities.
The other council members.
There are priorities. On the scale of things to do in this town, where does this? You think this is a top 10
obviously,
issue?
Look,
Joe, yes or no? Is this a top 10 issue in town?
I don't know the other 9 issues that would make it, so I can't answer that the way. I don't run the city like the mayor and the council do, Pete. I'm just giving you my opinion.
You're sitting
was it the right thing to do? Yes. Was it the right thing to do politically? Not sure yet.
Okay, so no. Okay.
I don't know. Skoo.
Hey, Jeff.
Pete. I don't know, Pete.
Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
Up lately.
Are you going to get any of that business money?
No, I'm not. I think I talked to Forrest from Left Bank. He explained it exactly how it works to me. So,
explain it.
They get up to 50% of their losses, capped at $11,000. So I think for Left Bank and some of those small businesses, that's great. That's awesome. I mean,
how do they determine that? Is it
sales tax receipts, sales tax?
Your previous versus this year?
Yeah. So I think so I think they'll get their 11K. They're down. But I think it goes through the end of the year or something, so they're not going to get that until the end of the period.
Should it have been more?
I think it's reasonable. I mean, listen, could it be more? I don't know. I mean, but could it be nothing? Maybe, right? So something is good, right? I think it's good that the city stepped in and did something for these small businesses. That's awesome. And like I said, there's things you could go back and forth 1,000 different ways on different issues. You guys agree and not, but Randy is pro business. That is without question. So I think that's something the city council, took
Did
on.
anybody say on this podcast that Randy's anti-business?
No, but I mean the assertion of not wanting revenue is
They should have gone and given those businesses impacted half the rent during the time that they're
well, yes and no, Skoo. I
What
mean,
does Altunian say
rent-
about that?
Well, listen, no, well, rent is different than revenue, right? I mean, so you could have cheap.
No, I'm saying instead of giving like 11 grand here, well, since your business is impacted, if you're paying 10 grand a month, we'll give you 5 grand a month.
But
I
would that
guarantee you
go?
Left Bank ain't paying 10 grand a month, right?
But
So-
let me ask you this, Skoo, would that then be fair to give to the businesses that don't generate sales tax? Like, for example, and I'm not picking on them, but Rob Orthodontics. They don't generate any sales tax, but clearly, as you heard from people talking there, that people are upset. Does it affect their business? Probably not. Because
Yeah, that's what I was
kids
just going to
getting
say,
braces.
Joe. Rob
But
Orthodontics
what
probably
about
doesn't.
what about a business that doesn't generate sales tax, but does might be affected otherwise?
For
And I don't
who
know.
you think,
Like I
who you
said,
thinking there,
the
Joe?
Milton Friedman free market part of me is against any assistance to is against any corporate welfare. Okay, but first of
Joe,
all,
I'm with you on that. I think that's, but in this situation, I mean, I just think the rent as a renter of a bit, my business is renting from a landlord. Those rents are astronomical. Jeff, on the other hand, probably doesn't pay what that because he's got a great landlord that is very
well,
willing
and that's
to
why I
work
think
with
the
it.
mayor was
I think
trying to use.
I think those places where on what not Western on Deerpath and Bank Lane and all that, they are paying, well, maybe not Altunian's portion of it there, but the rents are high there. I can guarantee you, Left Bank is paying their part of the Market Square management. Well, they're getting hammered. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, but you choose to sign on the dotted line for those rents,
I know. I agree.
right? So that's
So I mean,
no,
look,
Jeff, I would disagree with you on that. Left Bank was there before that Market Square management. They got when
I don't know what
and
happened. I know
I'm told
when
at
they
least
took over, when
one.
Market Square
former-
management took over the whole Market Square,
Yeah.
Left Bank was still there, and their lease came up, and
they get whacked.
yeah,
I believe it.
There you
Well,
go.
and I am told that at least one tenant signed a lease, and the landlord knew about this construction that was going to happen and didn't tell the tenant.
oh,
I'll
I
leave it
wouldn't
at
be
that.
surprised on that.
So
I
think
can't believe that would
the
happen.
mayor. So obviously the city has no legal ability to control rent, and nor
No.
should it.
Right.
But the mayor does, just like President Trump told Coca-Cola, I think you should start stop using that artificial crap in Coke and make the real stuff again. The mayor used the bully pulpit of his office to say, hey, you guys ought to take a look at this and consider all the factors here. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. Sometimes
Honestly,
people
it'd be
listen to
good PR
President
for
Trump,
them.
sometimes they don't.
Great PR that
So-
they could help subsidize.
Yeah.
And then maybe they can do something else. I mean, maybe they won't do the 11,000. Maybe they'll, but I think
And-
most landlords are reasonable. They don't want to lose a tenant. They don't want someone to go out of business. And I mean, listen, if someone closed their doors in the middle of this, you're not renting that unit until that thing's done.
Yeah, and then you write off the rent.
Right. right.
And the goal here is that eventually the property becomes worth more. And if the property becomes worth more, then you're going to get to be able to charge more rent in the future. So
Guess
as
what?
I've
That
said
bagel
every
just went
time,
up $2, Joe.
as I said every time that we've had this discussion, the easiest way to save our tax dollars on this is for all of us to go and patronize these businesses, because it as you said a minute ago when you talked to Left Bank, it's based on law revenue. So let's all go support them so there is less
Go twist an
lost sales tax
ankle on
revenue.
Deerpath.
What's that?
Go twist an ankle on Deerpath.
Oh, come on.
Hey,
How many
go
high
play
heels you
football.
think
You
are going
can.
down Deerpath?
Go through
I've
the secret
seen you.
entrance. You walk right through
I've
Starbucks.
seen you stumble
Go
all
in
the
the
way
front, go
home
out the
from
back door.
Lantern.
There's
You
that.
could make it, Pete.
In high heels? Hey,
All right.
Skoo.
Hey,
Yeah,
one
go ahead,
thing I
Jeff.
think we got to do next month or next week or whatever.
Yeah.
Skoo, I wanted to ask you this. When you were younger, did the town used to go to like the football and hockey games at the college,
Oh yeah.
right?
Mhm.
That has gone away.
Yeah.
Like this needs to become a thing again. Like that, and that is something Lake Forest could promote. Like I think we need to, like, whether it's city council, pages, whatever. We have such good athletics in this town. We are literally Hockey Town USA. We got cool things. We need to get people down to the college.
Jeff, this has been a problem forever. Is the community, the city, Lake Forest, collaborating with the school districts as well as the college. That is a separation. If you
I
go to
understand.
if you go
Okay,
to
hold
other
on. I'm being
towns,
told that's not an issue, that they
if
get
you go
along
to other
great, they
towns,
communicate great.
if you go to other towns, the city embraces all the high school athletics. They put banners up and all that stuff throughout town.
Well, they do a
celebrating
great.
that.
What
Lake
They
I
put
see
Forest
all
Put all
the.
the
doesn't do that
scouts
except
flags
for
up every.
Whoa,
homecoming
whoa, whoa! I
graduation.
see all the flags up every around town for Lake Forest
That's
when
the
there's
Lake Forest Day
homecoming
money going to
weekend.
the Legion.
Joe, that I just said that they put up the flags for homecoming and graduation period. I'm talking about year
Which
round
is
for
more
all the
than the
athletics,
community that I
supporting
used to
it,
live in did.
as well as the hockey and all the other programs at the college. Because the college is,
Well,
you know,
look, there's a great history of Lake Forest College with it. I understand they're having some financial challenges, as many smaller institutions of higher
What is
learning
their
are
challenge?
having.
Fed
Um,
funds? Like, what's the issue?
They
well,
need to
Fed
go buy a
funds is part
$5
of it.
ticket to
Yeah,
fill
I
up that
mean,
stadium. Let's go.
You
so
know
let's
what?
fill it up.
You know
Yeah,
what?
hey, let's do a show. We do shows right before the Scouts homecoming about their games. Let's do a show about the Foresters homecoming before their
Joe,
games.
100%.
reach out to Coach Cat. Tell him to come on the show.
You knew his name. I didn't, so you should reach out to
Now
him.
you know his name. Go reach out to him, Joe.
Talk about Big
And
Cat.
do it.
Oh,
And do it besides the night before the show. School. Let me
Jeff,
ask you a
you know what they
question.
should do? They reinstitute the high school parades for homecoming, do it for the college, let them celebrate through the town and all these
great.
different events that
I
they
think
do.
most people don't even realize, like, I mean, everyone knows the college is there. I mean, a lot of people don't realize the athletics that
Oh,
are
they're athletic.
happening at
Their
that
facilities
school.
are phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's. I'm all on board with
At
that.
one time,
I
Lake Forest
think.
College was the only Division I hockey NCAA hockey team in Illinois. So
Hey, and I got a great spokesperson that's been a guest on this show about Lake Forest College athletics, and that's the mayor of Mike Rummel's favorite city, Mattawa, Casey
Urlacher,
Urlacher.
Casey, yeah, he went to Lake
Casey
Forest.
Urlacher went to Lake Forest College,
Yeah, that's
so
right.
let's get Casey on
So
to
at
help promote
homecoming, I
them.
bring my kids and you bounce around from like football and you watch, you go watch the swim and stuff. It is so cool. There, I see nobody. I see no residents. I see all their parents and their friends. But that is something.
We don't
I
need
think that-
tournaments. We don't need more people in town. We
No,
get
but
along great with the
I'll tell
college.
you what, it is so cool. Like people, go down to Wolves games and they go, drive out to Rockford. I mean, this hockey is just as good. So
We have
I
enough money
I'm
coming in.
sure the statement that there's absolutely no communication between the college and the city is false. I am sure that
Way to
people
play
like
the
Jason
absolute.
well,
Witch.
this isn't crap on the
If you're
city.
suggesting Jason Witch has nothing to do with the college, I bet you Jason Witch would disagree with that.
Who's saying
Uh,
that?
I
Joe's
think
playing
Pete
the
was just kind
absolute
of going
kid.
there.
I know, who said that?
Yeah, I don't
Could it
think.
all?
I think these
Could
are
everything
cool.
improve? I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
Joe,
play
you're
God
Joe, you're
singer.
you're saying stuff that no one's saying.
I'm saying the podcast should promote it. Forget
Yeah.
about the city.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
Like that's
All
Let's
right.
get him.
Boom. It's promoted. Skoo, what happened at the damn beach walk, man? Who are the idiots that put the fireworks on that platform?
Asking me? I have
I'm
no idea.
asking.
No, I haven't. I
middle
just saw
school or
that.
high school kids. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What else would it be?
I thought we
Well,
had
enlighten me. I know nothing about this. Tell me.
Skoo, what happened?
Evidently, they blew some fireworks on one of the platforms on the walkway and blew a hole in it.
So,
Yeah.
somebody was baking a cake of fireworks, and
This
left.
wasn't your beer keg, was it? That you were rolling down.
Well,
No.
but it caused damage, but it could have started a fire. It could have done a lot of bad things.
Yeah. Do they have the people in custody or arrested
No,
them, or
there's
they
no
don't know? Okay.
Well, they
Yeah,
got
but
all the
they're gonna
license.
get
Well,
the- Take
Hold
a
on.
Then
whole bunch of those
this will
boards
be an
and
IRMA
replace them.
claim. This will be
Wait.
an IRMA claim.
Hold on. We got cameras all over town. We got the license plate readers all over town. You can't tell me we don't know.
Maybe
who did it?
LFPD's working on it and they won't tell you.
Dude, Pete,
Sure
do you
they
really
are.
want that? You want that big brother like
They don't
license
even take.
Bunch of
misdemeanor. I mean, forget it. I mean,
yeah, I mean this is an IRMA claim. I mean, it's no different. People
No,
should
what it
not
is, you know
damage
what the
public
broken-
property, no
It's
question.
an
but
IRMA claim that will
private
be
property.
denied.
It's called the broken
your
window
deductible's too
theory.
high.
Anybody hear of it?
Yes, I've heard of the broken window theory. Of
Okay.
course, Rudy Giuliani was a big proponent of that.
You leave a
as mayor of New
broken
York.
window on a building in town, everybody's going to pile in on it. You fix the window, you get rid of the graffiti, then people won't do it. That's all.
I don't disagree with that. Are you saying they're not fixing it?
they're definitely
Well,
it might be fixed already.
I didn't see it, yeah, but it's
I'm not
I
saying it's
find it
not
hard to
being
believe they would
fixed.
just let that sit there. That's
You're,
looks
you-
like
I
there's a
think you're
hole
trying to
that
say
was
make an
blown in.
example of someone that does it so that
I'm just saying, you know who
well,
did
look,
it.
if you could catch the person red-handed that did it, then yes, you should.
and that eighth grader
they
is
shouldn't
probably
face
going to
the
say
kids.
he's really sorry.
Well, you know what? If Jeff, if your kid or my kid
Yeah, I mean,
did
right.
something and they got caught, who's responsible financially for
All right,
that? You
let's
or
go
me,
back to the
right?
police. Do you see they have a zero tolerance policy on motorbikes now?
good.
Yeah.
Was it a 5% policy earlier? Like when did it become?
No, I think they do what they're supposed to do. They left it up. What Joe just said. It's like parents, need to I mean, especially when they're not wearing helmets going 30 miles an hour. You're like a kid is something catastrophic is gonna happen.
These are like little missiles, these things.
Yeah,
I mean,
and it's sad, and like, listen, my kid didn't pay attention to there's a sidewalk closing Lake Bluff, and he brought his BMX bike, and he thought he could jump it, and he
Oh, no.
broke his thumb last week. I'm like, well, whose
Oh.
fault is that?
Yeah.
So,
So
but,
Scooter's still speeding on Oakwood, right? So
Did you
no
sue?
yeah, I just you should. Like,
I'm kidding, Jeff.
no, I'm kidding. Obviously, no. My kid learned a valuable lesson.
And
I'm guessing
people-
you would have probably laughed at him.
I did
Besides-
laugh at him. I'm like, I literally made him ride home with a broken thumb. I'm like, you know what? You're being stupid and get a stupid problem.
Here,
And
I'll set it for
people
you.
now in Lake Bluff are asking their local leaders, why can't you do what Lake Forest is going to do on this? So I saw that on online this
So
morning.
you get to know it, and then it's just free.
Then it's anything goes.
No holds barred.
You could get on
The least,
294.
the
with
least
them.
of your worries is scooters in Knollwood.
Yeah.
Nowhere you got mini bikes plowing through everyone.
I
Scooters
honestly,
and
my kids,
scooters,
they
man.
all ride dirt bikes around there. It's kind of it is what it is.
So are we
You
ready?
probably
for
told your
electric
kid,
scooters,
why the
but-
hell are you on your BMX and not the mini bike jumping it?
Wait, Jeff, who patrols Knollwood? Is it
Lake County Sheriff.
Sheriff? Oh, good luck
But
with
I've
that.
said this 1,000 times. Lake County, and this is not Lake County Sheriff's fault. Just like we talked about Oakwood, it's not just Zone 1 cops' fault. Lake County Sheriff, we're in what they call Zone 2 in the unincorporated. Lake Cook to Route 120, West 83, 2 cops.
There's a long history in every county in this state of unincorporated areas not having as much police as an incorporated area, which is why everybody should
on a
incorporate.
speed humps.
Everybody should be part of a city so you have an established police department. But
Well,
hey,
hey,
y'all live the way you want in Knollwood, and we'll just pay for it through our taxes. But that's all right.
Sounds like
Thank
America to me.
thank you for the subsidy, Joe. I appreciate it.
I'd rather have the Lake County Sheriff doing that than raiding Mary Cole's law office because one of their cops dared to support Mary Cole.
Yeah, I saw.
But if you saw that lawsuit, yeah.
So are we ready for the new Bears to come into town, hanging out at the Starbucks, having a latte?
You don't
Yeah,
see
training
East
starts
Forest
this
that
week,
much.
huh?
They're Vernon Hills guys these days. Most of those guys, I think, live like in Conway and go that way.
The good old days that Skoo remembers, and I actually remember from
They were
my
in my
summer
building.
job, when they trained at Lake Forest College, man, they'd be all over town. They'd be coming in for
Yeah,
ice
well, their
cream, they'd
office
be
was
at the
upstairs.
Lantern.
It was above Duffers. This was the old.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is where
But they were they used to come in for ice cream when teenage me was working back in the day. And I'm sure I heard that, what's his name was a bouncer back in the day at Lantern. Mike Hartenstein is what I've heard. So,
The bartender.
Skoo, you know this.
Skoo?
This is your,
Yep.
or yeah. So I mean,
knows?
Big
but
man.
He
now
just
that
won,
they're
he
out
just won
there,
a big award. He just won a big
Shout
award.
out to the big man.
yeah.
He's the Hall of Fame.
He's-
Long
yeah.
coming.
We should get the former quarterback Bobby Douglas, Pete's
Pete, I'm
neighbor,
surprised,
back
Pete,
on.
you've never gotten Mike on the big man on your Chicago Bears podcast or
I wish
whatever.
I knew somebody that knew him really well. I used to work with him.
Just
You know
going to
anybody, Skoo?
Denelli's.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's there every day. He's in his office.
Skoo?
So, he's a Hall of Fame player, awesome guy, great stories.
The shy guy.
Yeah.
So we
Strong,
got
overpowering
former
man
Bears
that's
that are
shy.
still in the area. We've got Bobby Douglas and Mike Hartenstein.
And Big Cat. Big Cat's a coach.
Oh, Big Cat, yeah, Big Cat, yeah. He's a coach over at the school.
Ahmad
Yeah.
Merritt.
Ahmad, yeah, Ahmad's a coach at the high school. You got a bunch of guys.
Because most of these guys, as
I've
soon
seen
as they
Peanut
are,
Rock.
as soon as their contract is done, they're out of town. I mean, and unfortunately, lately it's been because they've been fired or cut because the team hasn't been that good. But
Well,
yeah,
back in the day, that's why you got Bobby Douglas and Hartenstein, these guys in town, because back in the day, you lived in town.
yeah.
When you
Well,
played.
Skoo, what about the scouts? What about
Those
the
days
scouts?
are over, my friend.
When are they doing camp?
They're already practicing.
Yeah,
They
they're
had
already
a
practicing.
workout this morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
John,
I'll play
our
7
friend
to 8
John
today.
Kerr did
And then
a
they're going out
write-up
of
the other
town.
day.
Yeah, they're going out of town. Well, Kerr does the junior scouts. Well,
Yeah, but he also does
announced the
that
scouts, yeah.
writing. What's that thing he
You're
does
right, yeah,
on
he does the article.
Substack or whatever?
Yeah,
Good stuff. I highly recommend subscribing to John Kerr's stuff.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Jeff, you doing the grilling this year again?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to there's another NFL player, Steinbach. I was talking to him about what we're doing, for junior scouts this year. But for yes, for the big scouts, I don't know if I got the call yet or not. But if I get the
Oh.
call, I'm doing it.
I would get on that, Jeff. Any
Who calls you when it's time to do this?
Usually, those are the boosters.
Okay.
What game are you going to be doing the lobster bisque and lobster roll?
Yeah, when we play Barrington. Yeah.
Are you going to do you cater the booth for the outstanding public address announcer there?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna throw a hot dog up, see if we'll catch
Bring
it.
a sand. Let's play throw the hot dog at Skoo.
Skoo, are you telling me Montgomery never gave you that 30-year plaque? He said he was going to do that. Maybe 31 years is the year.
Yeah, right. No need to.
Okay.
You got a nice write-up by some nice young lady in the school newspaper. So
Oh, that's right. That was your daughter. It was a nice write-up.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, Jeff, what's going on at Duffers? Any updates?
No, not a whole lot. We're just getting ready for football season. We're gonna do a pig roast for the first Bears preseason game. And then the college, when college kicks off, we're doing smoked wings. So just gearing up for the season. We got our first preseason game next week, right? July 30th or 31st.
Yep.
Yeah.
hey, I know you and I texted about this, but there's some flags you're missing on your ceiling in there.
I'm
gonna replace them. I'm gonna bring them to you.
No flags. I do penance.
Pennants,
National
excuse me,
Committee.
pennants. You're right. My bad.
Reagan.
Neasley was yelling at me last week, and I'm like, the Irish flag is from St. Patty's Day, and we were like, we're just never gonna take it down, because it's always St.
Everyone
Patty's.
gets the Irish and the Italian flags mixed up because they.
There's nothing to mix up. Ours
There's
is
nothing to
red.
mix up,
This
baby.
orange crap, whatever this is behind me. I don't know.
Hey, Jeff, where's the flag on your hat?
Yeah, South Side, man. So hey,
I know. Where is it?
See?
no flags. So I told Joe, I promised them we will not put up flags. We are only
What's
putting
that
up
blue
solid
sea
pennants.
one then?
Pennants.
What's that red
Pennants.
sea?
I know the girls put this up last week, and I was like, "You got to take this down. Joe is going to come kill me." So I'm like,
I don't care.
"No more flags."
Hey, look, I'm a Sox fan, but props to the Cubs. They're the best team in baseball right now, best record in baseball. So
No, they're
props
not.
to
The
them.
Brewers
Oh.
are.
Oh, the Brewers.
I went to
Did the Brewers
the
pass them?
Brewers game
Okay,
last-
then I love the Brewers. I
And
like that
this
stadium.
needs to stop in Chicago immediately. This needs to stop. I tell my kids there are 3 baseball teams you could cheer for. You pick in order which one you want. You got a 10% chance of winning the World Series every year, boys. All right. So mine is Sox, Cubs, Brewers. Some people are, a different way, but you got.
No, Jeff, you're wrong. There's only 2 teams. One is the Sox, and 2 is whoever's playing the Cubs. Those are
Yeah.
your 2 favorite teams.
Ooh,
Milwaukee
the throwdown.
is Chicago's biggest suburb, so you got to cheer for them, right? I've always cheered for the Bucks.
And it's a great park. I love going up there. You're
They
guaranteed.
do have an awesome stadium. Their stadium's awesome.
Well, you don't have to worry about the weather, right? Because of the retractable dome.
I mean, it's
So-
always open every time.
Last thing
And you
for
can get from Lake Forest, you can get to the Brewers Stadium faster than the Sox Stadium and maybe even the Cubs Stadium.
It took me 3.5 hours to get home from a Sox game like a month ago.
It's brutal.
I should have
last
taken
thing,
the red
Jeff.
line the other way and just said, screw it, what happens?
I have to say, because I used to always say, well, the Sox Stadium, even though doesn't have the history of Wrigley Field, it's nicer because the concessions are nicer and all that.
Not a stadium, it's a park.
Whatever.
Well, they messed up.
And
They faced it the wrong way.
But it's run by the Illinois Stadium Authority. But I went to a game. A neighbor was nice enough to take my son and me to the Cubs Red Sox game on Saturday night. That Kerry Wood,
Not a Sox fan.
who used to attend church here in Lake Forest, saying take me out to the ball game. But I have to say, the concession stands and everything at Wrigley, the Ricketts family did a great job remodeling everything. And I have to say, I can no longer say that the Sox Stadium is nicer inside, because it's not. The Wrigley Field, they've done. The Sox need a new stadium. I would rather not be paid for with tax dollars.
That's because the Ricketts went to all the vendors at Comiskey and brought them back over to Wrigley.
I got a little secret for you. So, like, they all work at the same stadiums. I used to work for
Yes, they do. You're right.
That's what my family does. They could just go from stadium to stadium, and their union actually got them good contracts.
SEIU. Are they still Service Employees International Local 1?
Oh no, yeah. Well, I think they're all in.
They were back in the day.
Who remembers the guy
sports
at
services where we had to
Comiskey
wear the red
and Wrigley, the big giant monster vendor guy?
Well, I don't know
which one. There's a lot of those.
No. This guy was.
My friend Larry is still a vendor. He's been a vendor for like 40 years at Wrigley Field. He went to high school with me, and he's still vending. Larry, if you see Larry, buy your beer from Larry. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Bring him on the show, Joe.
Yeah, get him on the show, Joe.
It's too early for Larry.
Jeff, the first annual, I like when you say first annual instead of inaugural, first annual Lake Forest Podcast Football League football draft will be at Duffers. What Sunday, Jeff?
The what?
You didn't know you're going to hold a fantasy football draft for the?
We host a lot every year, man. We got a whole little section. Come on back.
Hey, why don't Jeff? You block off. Speaking of football, block off Western again, like we did the last time you had the party there, and have a little flag football game.
I would love to. I think that it would hurt if you fall though. So I think we'll have to go to West Park.
Toughen up.
Flag football on the street.
The insurance agent is recommending something that causes slips and falls. Come on.
Well, hopefully next year we can do one of those block parties.
Have at it.
We did it great this year, so hopefully the city lets us have 2 next year.
Skoo, what's your take on the State Farm rate? All the politicians are piling on State Farm.
What are the politicians piling on State Farm because
they raised their rates in Illinois?
Everyone is.
They raised it even more.
They should raise their issues with the insurance commissioner.
Damn straight. Jeff, Skoo, Joe, another riveting episode of Lake Forest Podcast. Smell ya. The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, Herrick, JM, and Paul G.